Well, Ross Barkley to Aston Villa clause. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to confirm this. Emerson Royal is one of those transfers that we're going to be talking about in here for you. And then there is Sergio Reguilon. Obviously, his loan to Brentford has gone ahead to come to an end, like it did when he was at Man United. And a final stance is going to be really revealed to us by Fabrizio Romano. Welcome to this channel. This is the Rokani Media Football. This is the transfer news show coming in through at the right time when you guys are really begging in for news, and I'm here to bring you the stories that you've been really waiting in for. This is the channel that brings you all your football news apart from Man United. If you want to watch United content, it's all about the United Matters channel. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and may the living to God bless you and bless you abundantly. Now, let's start it off with Fabrizio Romano with a story coming in from the 30-year-old English international. That is Ross Barkley. Fabrizio Romano has told us that Aston Villa are in advanced talks to sign Ross Barkley from Luton Town. Confirmed. Negotiations are progressing as per Guardian Sport. Barkley is keen on the move. Understand Unai Emery really likes Barkley and believes he could be a smart signing for Aston Villa. Obviously, Ross Barkley is one of those players that has gone ahead to obviously revive his career. There was a wrong move made when he went to Chelsea, because when he was at Everton, Ross Barkley was really that player that everyone looked at and understood, all right, he's really one in the making. When he went to Chelsea, he really had a very bad season, and in the due course of him having a very bad season at Chelsea, he couldn't even stay into the Premier League, and I think was even released on a free, and he went to play for Nice. From Nice, that's where the side of Luton Town got him, and they brought him in. And this season, 32 games, 5 goals and 4 assists. His intensity is really huge, and we all know his skill set. He's not all that player that is extra talented, but I think he has the basics that you always need into your team. And why has Aston Villa gone in for a player like him? One, he's versatile. He can play in the central midfield, and he can play in the wide areas of the attacking side of the midfield. And Ross Barkley has been pivotal in everything that Luton Town has gone ahead to do this season. He has gone ahead to be the standout player, and that's why you see to it that every person is really looking at him. He was even recently linked to Man United, and I was like, at 30 years of age, are we really doing the rebuild that is being talked about? But for Aston Villa, you would get him in. He couldn't obviously keep Luton Town into what we call the Premier League, because they are relegated with Burnley and Sheffield. But I think his individual effort on the field of play has been appreciated by very many teams. The moment you hear that a player is being linked to those teams, just know there is something special he has gone ahead to do. He is back, 30 years of age. He wants to join the club of Aston Villa, and you know the problem Aston Villa is really having. They don't have enough money to spend this summer transfer window, and they need to really get in players on the cheap. They are going to the Champions League. Ross Barkley has a vast Champions League experience. You know that very well. He was at Chelsea, and when he was at Chelsea, he had some big games he played there. When you look at his Champions League seasons at Chelsea, he played 6 games in the Champions League: 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. That's how he obviously featured in there for you. So he's not gonna be a novice into that side. And remember, they don't want to lose their best players. Douglas Luiz is one of those that is being looked at by Man City and Arsenal. So one will say, Rokani, maybe it's a boast for Douglas Luiz to join the likes of Arsenal. I don't know. I cannot come here and really put in a conclusive statement onto that, but you never know. They might be willing to get this deal over the line as quick as possible to see to it that they sell Douglas Luiz before the end of 30th June, to see to it that that money accounts for them to really sign in players into this summer. But for Ross Barkley, I think it's going to be a perfect fit into that team of Aston Villa, because that midfield of Aston Villa really has a lot of intensity. And if you add him to Douglas Luiz, McGinn, Bobak Hamara, Yuli Tielemans, and Jacob Ramsey, I think they form a very good partnership. So we wait and see how that pans out. But I love Ross Barkley. That is it. I love him as a player, his energy, and I think when he's going to play for Aston Villa, he's going to really give them a different drive altogether. He's too direct, you know. He's too direct, and his eye at goal is really out of this world. And this season, he has going to hit to show it to us that he can even calm down. And in the due course of calming down, he obviously creates moments of magic. And Unai Emery is a very good manager. He's going to really make him one of the best players in the Premier League next season. And next season, just keep your eyes focused onto that guy. You're going to see him making huge rounds at Aston Villa, and it's going to shock in very many sides. We wait and see how that pans out. But Villa is really the team that is going to hit, obviously, coming through to really get close to signing the player, and they're acting fast because they know to it that these other teams are really returning in the Premier League. That is Leeds, Leicester City might even go for him, and maybe the other teams in the league can also go for him. So that's why they want to really get this deal over the line as quick as possible. We go to the side of Build in Germany. Bayern Munich are interested in Tottenham Hotspur right back Emerson Royal, 25 years of age. The Premier League side would reportedly be willing to sell the Brazilian around 29 million euros. Milan and Juventus are also interested. Now, I'm so surprised as to why a team like Bayern Munich having interest in this guy. You know, you are losing Alphonso Davies and you're replacing him with Emerson Royal. That's really what we call a downgrade. It's really a downgrade, and I don't think that you'd love to do this. To go in for him or rather go in for Kientieni, Zinchenko, there is this other guy that plays as a left back at Brighton, Estupian. You get? But why get in Emerson Royal? To play as the right back? Is he one of the decent right backs that Bayern would go in for? If Emerson Royal happens to go to Bayern Munich, I'm going to come here and really get shocked, because that is really ugly. Very ugly signing. And he's one of those Brazilians that I believe are in the Premier League because of him having a Brazilian name attached to him. But he's not that good. He's not that good, and I don't know why Bayern is going in for him. But wait and see how that pans out. But I think Bayern can do better. Bayern can do better. Even at Spurs, he hasn't been starting. You understand? Even at Spurs, he has not been starting. So how can he come out and really start here? He has not been able to start at Spurs. Then how could he find himself in a position of really getting in such areas? So some players are just blessed, and as you see in life, there are people who are really extremely blessed and those that are not really blessed to a certain level. But if he happens to get from Spurs to Bayern, I would give his agent a very big applause, because it's really one of those moves that I never even thought of. Juventus and AC Milan, they can sign him because for them their league is like that, and they are not at the level of Bayern Munich. But Bayern Munich is levels, man. They're levels because they've been in the semi-finals of the Champions League. It shows you how good they are. Then we go to Fabrizio Romano as well as at Brentford confirm loanees Neil Murphy and Sergio Reguilon will return to Everton and Tottenham respectively. Shandon Baptiste, Saman Ghoddos, Charlie Gordy will also leave the club on 30th June once their contracts expire. I'm interested to talk about Neil Murphy and Sergio Reguilon. For Sergio Reguilon, if I'm Sergio Reguilon, all I would pray for is obviously getting a team that's going to sign me permanently and really get into what we call ample playing time. I tell you, there is a very good player in Sergio Reguilon. there is a very good player in Sergio Reguilon, but he just needs to find himself in a position of being signed by a team permanently and the manager that trusts him. The manager that brought him at Spurs, that is Jose Mourinho, brought him in, and he really featured very well under him. But when he left, I tell you what, Antonio Conte came in through, and as it says Segon went ahead, obviously the player ahead of him. Ange Postecoglou comes in through, tells him I'm bringing in Udogi, meaning that he's really out of the pecking order of the manager. But I don't know how Spurs are going to be planning for their season, because they are now going to be playing an extra game like in the UEFA Europa League, and that shows you that that is really going to be important into their career this time round. So we wait and see how that pans out, but Sergio Reguilon is really returning. The other player is Neil Maupay, who played for Brentford. I tell you, Maupay was at Brighton, to Everton, now to Brentford. He has failed to settle in. I think his levels are now levels of playing for teams that have just gone ahead to come from the relegation. So I wouldn't be surprised if at all teams like Leicester City, the other side is Ipswich Town go in for him, because I think it has been proven that those are the levels that he can play at. So guys, thank you very much for watching it through. Rokani David is my name. Hope you guys are really having fun. Continue to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I sign out for now. See you later. That has been the second video of the day, and more is yet to come. I'm gonna stream live in the next 1 hour from now. Bye bye. But continue to subscribe, and your thoughts onto Ross Barkley to Aston Villa, very close. Do you think it's the deal that Villa should have gone ahead to go for? You know, which teams do you think need the services of Neil Maupay and Sergio Reguilon? And lastly, do you think it's really quite wise for Bayern Munich to go in for Emerson Royal? Calling upon for your reactions into the comment section below. I'm out.